everybody, welcome to Desu Karakishu and stuff, and today we're going to talk about AVC's Alabama Comic Con, which was just this weekend. I went on the 13th, which is Saturday, and it was okay. It was not a bad con. I went to it last year, but I actually don't remember going at all. I remember bits and pieces, and when I got into line to go to this year, I started having like flashbacks of the year before's. It was a little weird. Overall, it was okay. The price was $25 for Saturday, so not bad. The guests were really good. They were a lot better than what I gave them credit for at first. When I was first looking at the con before we went, before we decided to go, I was just like, okay. And I want to meet that person and that person, and I just kind of like ignored the rest of the guests. Now I kind of wish I wouldn't, because one of the Boondock Saints was there, and I was just like, how did I sleep on that? I slept on that big time. But Patricia Somerset, who is Zelda from Breath of the Wild, the voice of Zelda, she was there. She was super sweet. My husband got to meet her. I met her too because I was in line with him. You know, we just kind of buddied up. And we got some signatures. I'm going to show you that signature real quick. I didn't see anybody else carrying around this version. This thing took up my husband's whole backpack. But he got it signed by Miss Somerset. And in Helian, it says, "Open your eyes." And she just, done. And I was like, yep. You are a good lady, ma'am. You are a good lady. You made my husband's life. Trust me. Trust me on that one. We also met Charles Martinet, which is the voice of Mario. This is our copy of Super Mario 64, which my husband got signed. And he just wrote all over it. It took us a minute to figure out what he wrote. But up here it says, Super Dylan. This one took us a bit. You number one, your pal, Charles Martinet, and then right here is a signature, and he draws a little Mario. I had to stare at it a good minute, and I was just like, oh my god, that's Mario with his hat, because I was like, well, why would you draw that little squiggle? It's a mustache. I felt really dumb. The other signature we got was from Brina Palencia. Now, there was other guests. Like I said, there was the guy, one of the Boondock Saints. He was there. And I'm really bummed out that I didn't meet him, because he was in Indiana Jones, he was in Powder, and he's one of the Boondock Saints. I mean, come on. But Brina Palencia was super sweet. I think I was probably the only Evangelion cosplayer that came up to her. Maybe the whole weekend, I don't know. But I know on Saturday there was a Shinji, and he took pictures with me. Super, super sweet guy. He was so shy. He was just like, and I'm like, okay, come here. I'm shy too. It's all right. But I went and met Brina. I told him that she was there too. But I got this signed. And if you're watching, Brina, you're just kind of like, where do I sign? And I was like, right here, because there's a figure that goes on top of this. And I'm going to show you. I didn't get this figure at the con. This is just a figure I had. But they just kind of lay. And there you are, Ray. Hi, Nami. And then this coming weekend, I'm going to HamCon, and hopefully I'll get Tiffany Grant to sign this. And there she is. So that's all the signatures. There was 2 other My Hero Academia guests. There was Jamie Marchi, yes, and Kyle. Is his name Kyle? I don't know. I can't think of it. But J. Michael Tatum was supposed to be there. He canceled. And there was another guest that was supposed to be there that canceled also. Which I really liked how the con handled it. They weren't mad. Like, butthurt mad. They're just like, thank you for, trying. We're so sorry you couldn't make it. And they announced it to the guests on social media. And I think they announced it at the con too. But it was before we got there. But I think they handled it really well. There was very little bad things that happened. I think the worst thing for me was the getting in line, which wasn't that bad. The problem is at that particular con, at that center, the BJCCC, you have to go through a bag check. I hate bag checks, but I get it. Whatever. It doesn't bother me. I bring what I need for the day. So we get into the bag check line, because it's like a line to get in the door. You get in the building, and then you're in the bag check line. And they have like 4 lines, 4 people to bag check. And then you go into, there's another line that's if you don't have a bag, you just go straight through the ticket line. And that's the last line, is the ticket line. So we get into the bag check, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. At first it was going pretty fast, and then it just stopped. I mean, for several minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, it just stopped. And we couldn't figure out why. Then nobody would tell us, and there was a weapon check right there with staff members, and they weren't telling us anything. And there was some people that were really rude about trying to figure out what was going on. They're like, "What's going on? I'm not paying to stand here." I mean, just some really hateful stuff. And finally, a staff member was like, "Look, our ticket line got really congested, and we needed to stop this line to let that line clear up." And we're like, "Okay." Everybody chilled out. Finally, the check line starts moving again. My sister goes, her boyfriend goes, my husband goes, and she motions for me to go. I go. I'm at the table. I have my bag open. She's checking my bag, and then the staff member comes up to me and is like, "You can't go. We're stopping the line." And the bag check lady's like, "She's with them. She has to go with them. I'm checking her bag. You go ahead." So I got to go ahead. But yeah, I found that kind of rude how he was just like wanting to separate my group. Because, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to pay for my ticket because my husband went ahead of me, and I would have lost him. He would have to just stand there at the ticket booth waiting for me to just show up. But God knows when. So I didn't care for that. The other thing I didn't care for was, this is a common problem at cons, is that your staff members didn't really seem to know where anything was. They were nice, so I'm not gonna, really press on that much. But the first staff member I asked was just like, "I don't know," didn't have a map, nothing. They didn't hand out maps at the ticket purchase. So I kind of wandered aimlessly around the room looking for a guest. And then I finally figured out that the con merch booth had maps, thank God. And he was really nice, so I can't really complain too much about that. Everything else was good. It got a little dead on us because, I mean, my husband's a My Hero Academia fan, but I'm really not. It's okay. It's not my favorite thing. But we weren't just like, "Oh, let's go sit in all these panels for My Hero," because that's like everything the con was about. It was just My Hero Academia. And then you had like the comic guests, the wrestling guests, because wrestling is a big thing here. So we had those guys. And that was pretty much it. So we had like 2-3 hours of just dead space time. And we went up to the anime room and watched Your Name. And then we were wanting to go to the cosplay contest, which was the last thing. So we finally got to that, and then we went home. Now, we didn't really get anything at the con. We got a little bit. We got some decals. We got 5, actually, but those were gifts, so I'm not going to show them. This is the Zelda from Breath of the Wild. It's got the flowers. It's really pretty. A Sele, which I wish I was in red. And an Ocarina. So there was like 2 or 3 decal booths, but we got those. We got some manga, which was really cheap. We usually don't buy manga at a con. Tokyo Mew Mew Alamo #1 and Attack on Titan #1. They're like $3, so it wasn't bad. And a pop. I've been looking for this pop. The box is a little damaged, but it was $5, so I'm not really complaining. There was some good merch there, but we really didn't have that much cash, so we didn't spend that much. The other thing I got this weekend that was not part of the con. This was a surprise my husband did, and he found this at Target. I think they had one at the con, but I don't know. They had the Pikachus, the Bulbasaurs, the big giant Target ones. And I didn't want to ask, but he got me her. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Alabama Comic Con. Like I said, it wasn't bad. We'll go again probably. I think this was our 2nd year of going to Alabama Comic Con, or AVC's Alabama Con. But yeah, my cosplay plans didn't really pan out. I was going to wear a kimono. I was going to be Rey, which I'm working on a video of that right now. I'm learning how to edit, thank God. I didn't wear it because it was just so hot. It's very hot right now. And I felt kind of bad once I got to the con because I was just like, the air conditioning is actually really good in here. I probably would have felt okay in my kimono, but it was just really hot. I felt fine wearing what I wore until later. I have some thunder thighs, and they suffered greatly this weekend from my shorts, but I felt okay. So do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. Do I need to not sleep on the guest anymore? Yes. So I got 2 pop reviews coming up for you, and that's my review of the Alabama Comic Con. I will see you next Monday for a review of HamaCon, which is their 10th year. Going strong. I think I've been going for almost 10 years. It's pretty crazy. But yeah. Love you guys. Have a great afternoon, alright?